Hey everyone, I'm Madison Kate, and today I'm going to tell you the 7 craziest things nobody ever tells you before starting hormone replacement therapy. So hey guys, welcome to the channel, and just a reminder, if you like these videos and want to follow me along for my journey, make sure you press the subscribe button down below. So just in case you don't know, HRT or hormone replacement therapy is what you take when you are transitioning genders, and basically they give you cross-sex hormones to give you characteristics of the gender that you're transitioning into. So in my case, I take estrogen and testosterone blockers to help give me very feminine characteristics, like breast development, all those sorts of cool things. There's actually been a lot of unexpected surprises so far that nobody ever warned me about before I started HRT, so if this is something you're thinking about doing, I'm going to return the favor so that you can maybe be a little bit more prepared. Okay, so let's get started. First off, number 1 is nipple leakage. That's right, you heard me. Nipple leakage. So, nobody told me that in the process of flooding my body with estrogen and hormones, that as my boobs developed and grew, that my nipples were going to start leaking. So actually, funny story for you guys. I went grocery shopping a few weeks ago, and I'm at the grocery store just doing my thing, minding my own business, just going along. And I go to the checkout counter, pay for my things, nothing appears to be wrong, and I get out to the car, and I go to put my seatbelt on, and as I look down, you guessed it, there were 2 giant wet spots right over my nipples. And it was horribly embarrassing because all I could think about was, I wonder who saw that. But so I learned 2 important lessons that day, that nipple leakage is actually a thing, and never leave the house without a bra on. I'd been in a hurry that day, so I just thrown on a t-shirt and put on some comfy pants, and because I wasn't going to be gone long, and hopefully I wasn't going to see anybody I knew. But yeah, I think if I'd have had a bra on, it probably would have maybe stopped it from soaking through my shirt so bad. But yeah, nipple leakage is a thing, and you should probably be prepared for it, because it could happen to you. Number 2, you're going to get sick. Really sick. And so this is what happened to me the entire first month that I started HRT. I hugged the toilet probably the entire time. I was very nauseous, I was throwing up a lot, I couldn't keep anything down, my stomach was always hurting, I was not in a good place. I lost a lot of weight, that I don't have to lose. And I knew it was getting bad because people started asking me questions who normally wouldn't pry into my business like that. Hey, is everything okay? Or are you sick? Or are you dying? Or is the chemotherapy not working? No, everything's fine. I'm just changing genders. Yeah, everything's gonna be great. I'm very happy. Love this. This is really great. So I don't know if this is gonna happen to everybody or if everybody's experienced this, so maybe leave me a comment down below and tell me if that was your similar experience. And in all fairness, my doctor kind of warned me in the fine print of the side effects that this could happen, but it was one of those things where I was like, that's never gonna happen to me. And yeah, it was horrible. But I lost I probably lost close to 10 pounds, and I only weigh about 140 to begin with, so I didn't really have it to lose. And I pretty much looked like a human skeleton, and everybody was starting to worry. And at that time, only 2 or 3 people actually knew what I was doing and what I was going through. And I had to come up with all these crazy excuses to everyone else as to why I looked so bad and why I was getting so sick. But the good news is if you can make it past that first month, you're probably going to be in okay shape. I don't really get sick anymore. I might get sick for about the first week, maybe 2 weeks after my doctor adjusts my hormones. But really, it's pretty minor compared to what I went through at the beginning, right when I was starting. Number 3 is your boobs are going to be so sore and they're going to itch like nobody's business. I knew I was going to be expecting breast growth and development, but nobody told me that part of that process was how sore they were going to be. It feels a lot like a throbbing sensation most of the time, and if like you brush up against it too hard or if you hit one of them, it feels a lot like a really sensitive bruise that you're like smashing on. So you say, hey Madison, just don't hit them. Well, that's easy for you to say because all of a sudden when you have something where you didn't have anything before, you become painfully aware of just how often you touch that part of your body or you actually hit it against something. And the itch, oh my god, the itch. It is a horrible itching sensation, and it's not constant. It's probably like once or twice a week, usually really inconvenient, awkward spots where you're in public places and it's not appropriate to be scratching your boobies. But yeah, they itch like mad, and I have tried everything, and I mean everything, to make the itching stop. I've tried hot showers, I've tried heating pads, I've tried coconut, like everything, and nothing can make this itching go away. But at the end of the day, it is a good sign because it means that my skin is stretching and growing to accommodate all the new, craziness that's happening in that area. So I'm not too upset about it, but it is really annoying. So just be prepared that if you are starting HRT, when your breasts start to develop, that you are going to experience pain in that area and a lot of itching. So, be prepared. Number 4 is your body is pretty much going to turn into a raisin and your skin is going to get so dry. I've got dandruff in places that I didn't even know you could get dandruff in. Apparently the estrogen really dries out your skin, and then to make things worse, I started HRT in the wintertime when your skin normally gets dry. So my skin is literally just horrible right now, specifically on my face, and then I threw in laser hair removal on top of that, and basically my face is falling off. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to explain it. My face is falling off. I could just rub it and dry skin goes everywhere, and no amount of lotion is really fixing this problem. Maybe I should try like an extra strength something or other, but I don't know. Regular lotion just does nothing for me. My body just like sucks it in and absorbs it, and then it's still really dry. So it's really frustrating, but maybe kind of be prepared or expecting it that as soon as you start HRT, the estrogen that you're pumping through your body is pretty much going to dry you out like a prune. Number 5 is they tell you this thing when you start HRT where they say your body hair is going to get thinner and you won't have as much of it, it won't be as dark, and it's just going to be great. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's a lie. So my body hair is just as thick and annoying as ever. I think the only difference is when I shave it or use Nair or whatever I do, that it doesn't grow back quite as quickly as it did before. I do think the growth rate has slowed down. But other than that, my body is still covered in hair and it's still dark and still really annoying and it doesn't look cute. So I'm actually going to start laser hair removal on other parts of my body here pretty soon, specifically like my stomach area. Because I can't be having like hairs around my belly button and stuff. It won't look good in a bikini. But yeah, I was really kind of disappointed in that, and maybe that will change the further along I get with HRT. But as of right now, at almost 7 months, I haven't really seen any big differences as far as that's concerned. I knew I wouldn't expect anything or any differences as far as my facial hair went. I'd heard from a lot of different sources that HRT was not going to affect your facial hair, and you'd have to have that removed. But everything I had read or heard before said, that the hair on the rest of your body, it's going to kind of just go away with time. But, I don't know, I've given it time and it's still here. Number 6, salt cravings. Oh, the salt cravings. So apparently as a result of the testosterone blockers that I'm on, I crave salt like it's nobody's business. I just can't get enough of it. Everything I eat has to be covered in salt these days. And I'll have these really intense cravings to where I just go and pour myself a glass of pickle juice, which by the way really helps, but it's kind of gross. But yeah, so the salt cravings are like out of control in my world right now. And also as a result of the same medication, another fun side effect is you get to pee a lot. So I probably pee like 1 million times a day now, Before I started HRT, I could go 3-4 hours without peeing just fine and not have any issues, and now I probably pee like at least twice an hour. It's out of control and it's ridiculous, and I kind of hope that goes away sometime. But yeah, so kind of expect those, as you're probably going to have some intense salt cravings and you're going to pee a lot. And finally, number 7, I think it kind of goes without saying, but the fat redistribution really only happens if you have fat to redistribute. So I'm really skinny, I've always been really skinny, and it's not for lack of eating. I've just always had one of those bodies to where I could eat whatever I wanted to and never gain weight, which kind of sucks because I would actually like to gain some. I'd like to gain about another 10 to 15 pounds to kind of, you know, like help fill me out, and especially so I can have some fat to go towards my hips and towards my breasts. Yeah, don't expect a miracle if you're skinny as far as fat redistribution goes, because you're going to have a really hard time getting those curves that you're after if you don't have a lot of fat to begin with. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button down below and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also remember that as soon as we get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a 100 subscriber Q&A for you guys, where you can send me in any questions you want, and I'll answer them right here for you on the channel. So until next time, be kind and make good choices. Number 2. Wish I could count. My blotty hair is... Blotty hair? What the hell is blotty hair? If I could actually remember my lines, I might have a real future at this YouTube thing. I'd like to gain about another 10 or 15 pounds. Making videos is hard.